Good morning, everyone. It's really a different day for me this morning. Today it's been raining very heavily, so I haven't been out for my usual hour run after my Monday exercises. So I'm really cool, calm, collected. I've been hanging around for the last hour instead of rushing back to quickly shower and clean myself and get ready for this talk. Well, it's almost the last week of the month. Very exciting times. This is the time when we see what we're made of, when the tough get going. Okay, so we'll just let me see who's here. Hi Ross, you're first as usual. Hi Susan. Hi Hokseng. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let me get started. Okay, good morning to all of you. It's a beautiful, cool morning, and as I say, all set for the month that's ending. Now, when I do my motivational Mondays, I'll tell you, sometimes on Saturday, I still don't know what I should be speaking about. And so you know that it's always something relevant. It's always something that's just waiting for the message. What should I share that's appropriate? And today's one is just exactly that. It is based on some incidents that happened over the weekend. Okay. Now, I've been listening to this audio book of Grant Cardone's book, The 10X Rule. In this book, he says it's our obligation to have stupendous success in life. Today's Motivational Monday is not about the 10X rule, but Grant Cardone's message, his voice is echoing in the background as I think of the words commitment and dedication. What is the difference between commitment and dedication? They seem the same. And we all agree that these are qualities that are necessary for success. Commitment and dedication, they appear to be similar or synonyms. But I discovered that there's an important distinction and understanding the difference. Okay, there's an important distinction between commitment and dedication, and understanding this difference is critical to actually achieving success and not just imagining success. Now let me share my screen. Okay. So this is the topic. Okay. Now on Sunday we witnessed my grandson's baby dedication at his parents' church, and so it was an opportunity for me to reflect on commitment and dedication. The baby's dedication represents two things. First, it's the parents' commitment to teaching and raising up their child in God's ways. Okay, so it's a parents' commitment to teach and raise up the child in God's ways. Second, it is to ask the church to partner with and equip the parents in this endeavor. It is decision plus action. So here I want to share some photos. So here these are the parents, and this is the the deacon, the cell group leader who's blessing them. Here's the whole family getting involved. Okay, and then you have what I call the village. Okay, not just the family, but the community who is behind it. And it takes a village to raise a child. So what is the difference between commitment and dedication? Okay. Commitment refers to the act of making a promise or pledge to do something, while dedication refers to the act of devoting oneself to a particular task or cause. In a professional context, commitment is often the preferred choice. This is because commitment implies a certain level of obligation and responsibility to a job or a project. Being committed to a task means that you will see it through to completion, even if it requires hard work or sacrifice. Okay. If you recall, those of you who've been through AsiaWorks, the leadership program, leadership distinction number 5 says, my vision and commitment dictate my actions, not my feelings, assessments, or evaluations. So, you can't depend on feelings. Last week's Motivational Monday on mindsets is important. And remember, David Goggins talks about training myself to be immune to negative feelings by callousing the mind. So a commitment means we will get the job done and feelings are not involved. Okay. Now, when it comes to personal goals or relationships, dedication may be a better choice. Okay, because dedication implies a strong emotional connection or investment in the account or in the outcome. So if you compare an employee and an employer, okay, you compare an employee and an employer, I guess you would say that the employee would show commitment if he wants to keep his job, but the employer or the business owner would have dedication because the business is his baby. Just as we talked about the baby's dedication. Okay. So, which comes first? Okay, I think the easier way is to remember, if you can remember the alphabetical order, C before D. C comes before D. Okay. Kenneth Blanchard says there's a difference between interest and commitment. So I'm talking about commitment. Okay, there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you are interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient. When you're committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. And remember, Grant Cardone talked about, a goal that's optional or a goal that's an obligation. Is success optional or is success an obligation? Okay. And that's really makes sense. Okay, this commitment, because starting requires overcoming inertia. Homeostasis, the status quo. And then, of course, when you start something new, there's no results initially. Okay. Remember, last week we also talked, I quoted Robin Sharma, who said, all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, but gorgeous in the end. But it's hard at first. So it needs commitment to not quit, but to carry on. Okay. In our series on mastery, the book by George Leonard, remember we talked about plateaus that follow some progress. So, you don't start off in a plateau, you start off going down, okay? You're doing something new, you're tumbling all over the place. Then you get onto a plateau, and then you progress, and then you get onto this plateau again. And it needs commitment to carry on. Okay? So let's look at now dedication, okay? Dedication is the action that comes from let me stop sharing. Okay. So dedication is the action that comes from passion. It comes with the passion comes as you discover. For those of us who've done SUP, I mean, initially it was really difficult. You're vomiting, you're falling in the water, you're moving so slow. When there's a wave comes, you fall off. But for those who've carried on, it becomes a passion. You're choosing to go every week. When it's in a storm, you're looking forward to it. You have to see how what you've learned, whether you've improved. And so, that's dedication. Dedication is the want to, instead of feeling you have to. Okay, it's the ownership. Okay, I guess in the case of the baby we're talking about, it's the difference between a mother, wanting to look after the child, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as opposed to the helper who just is there to do just the necessary. Okay, dedication is the 10x. It's not the 1x. It's not the 2x. Dedication is the 10x. Dedication is the hours we put in when nobody's watching. It's the overtime. Okay, the boss or the really dedicated employee puts in. Dedication is the effective action that creates results or change. Okay? Those transactions that actually result in transformation. So you don't just say, I'm just doing it. I mean, I don't care about the outcome. Okay, I'm doing, but it's more than that. So how does all this relate to the success mantra? You know, the success mantra is success or results equals to intention plus action plus grace. Okay, so commitment is the intention. Okay? Commitment is the intention. Dedication is not just the action, but dedication is a 10x action that then attracts God or attracts grace, which then results in 100x or even more success. Okay. So on Saturday, we decided to attend the 5 p.m. church service, which was before the private baby dedication. So the baby dedication was not at church. Okay, it was after the church service. And I don't believe in accidents. Okay, so it was absolutely not by coincidence. At Cornerstone Community Church, there was a guest speaker, and it was Dr. John Andrews. And he chose to speak about the birth of Jesus, which is usually a topic at Christmas, okay, which you speak in December. But, you know, last Saturday, he chose to speak about the birth of Jesus. And he referred to the story of Mary and the virgin birth. And referring to that story, he said, we do the possible, so he can do the impossible. So the intention plus the human action is the possible. The grace is what we call the miracle, the impossible. So this is the success mantra: intention plus action plus grace. What God required from Mary was just a womb for baby Jesus to be born. He just required a womb from a woman. But what made the difference was her worship, her heart, her dedication. Mary went all the way, not just obliging for the surrogate birth, but dedicating herself. And she actually declared, behold, the servant of God. More than just the womb for you. Okay. And this attitude multiplied her actions, her subsequent actions. Okay. So I hope I've clarified the difference between commitment and dedication. Why both are necessary to achieve stupendous success. Okay. So let me end with a word on vision. Could there be a bigger purpose that it's about your life? Okay. Could there be a bigger purpose than just your own life, your own personal success? Could you be part of a bigger plan so that, you know, if you go back to the Christmas story, you imagine now the God of grace asking a teenage girl, Mary, will you help me do the impossible? So who is asking you to do the impossible? Who is asking you to do the BHAG? It's more than just about yourself. It's a bigger game. Okay. Tomorrow, Tuesday tips will be by Hui Xuan. It'll be very practical as usual. So, you know, I wish you all the best as you fight through to the finish line, and have a great and awesome August. Make it a great and awesome August. Bye, everyone.